As of right now, we are aware of 2640 billionaires worldwide. There are 94 of them on this phone. 94 billionaires are among my connections. Many of them are clients, some are pals. And the reason I bring this up is that in one way or another, they're all my mentors. Working with them has taught me a lot about how they connect with others, communicate and approach life, business, and even working out. Having done real estate transactions with many of these billionaires, I've discovered certain mindsets and practices that put them apart from the majority of people and enable them to function at an entirely different level. These 6 insights come from my experience dealing with 94 different billionaires. The first ultra-rich money hack, nominee services. Consider yourself an actor who is portraying a business or property owner rather than a character in a film. The extremely affluent frequently use nominee services, which allow them to provide an extra degree of privacy for the real owner by having another person or organization name in legal documents. Businesses and real estate assets can also benefit from these services. The name of the nominee who isn't the real owner is displayed when someone searches for the owner of a house, an asset, or a business. Years ago, I sold an apartment on Park Avenue for $30 million. Although the nominee's name included a picture of him and his wife online, we were still able to protect our owner's identity and likeness. As a result, the Wall Street Journal, the media, and everyone else identified that man as the owner of the flat. He was then subjected to a barrage of criticism, including, "Dude, I had no idea you had $30 million. It's everything." Thus, the nomination consists essentially of a name. In certain cases, such as the one in that example, the name is linked to a real person, but they have no authority over the assets of which they are the nominee. And most of the time, this is done to protect privacy or to covertly expedite transactions. Trusts is the ultra-wealthy money hack number 2. Trusts. Picture yourself in a hide-and-seek situation. Your trust is the best place to hide your valuables. A trust is a formal agreement in which you assign your assets to a trustee, which might be an individual or an organization. The trustee then commits to manage your assets, either for you personally or on behalf of the beneficiaries, those who are close to your heart. Because the contents of a trust are not publicly disclosed in many jurisdictions, the ultra-wealthy will choose to set up trusts and name themselves, their family, or other children as beneficiaries. Who owns the trust and what assets are in it are unknown. Thus, trusts offer amazing safety. And since they offer varying degrees of asset protection, privacy, and tax advantages, states like South Dakota, Nevada, Delaware, and even Alaska are where I've seen some of my clients create their trusts the most frequently in the US. However, I have seen trusts set up for my affluent foreign clients in locations like the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, Singapore, Switzerland, and a few other nations. Art and real estate in the third ultra-wealthy money hack. Real estate and art are the ultra-wealthy's third line of defense against financial threats. As I mentioned, I'm biased, but these are my 2 personal favorites. I observe personally how properties can double as both dwellings and wealth storage as a real estate broker for the very wealthy. The same holds for priceless sculptures and paintings. You don't believe Beyoncé and Jay-Z couldn't find a better deal when they recently spent $200 million on some concrete in Malibu. You have to store that kind of wealth somewhere when you have it. Essentially, over the phone, one of my first significant clients ever purchased a $8.3 million apartment for me. Furthermore, when I questioned at the checkout, "Why did you purchase this? Do you intend to move here permanently for your children or anything else?" He earns $1 billion annually. He needs to find a place to keep his money. And when you're that wealthy, you have employees who are attempting to figuring out where to place it all day. Now, the fact that real estate and artwork are tangible assets makes them excellent choices for safeguarding money. Are they not actual physical objects? These are properties that can be acquired privately and held via trusts and shell corporations, among other entities. They are also enjoyable. The stunning artwork is delightful to view. It might be enjoyable to gather. It can get very intense, don't you think? It might be cutthroat. Real estate is the same. Property and artwork cannot disappear or go bankrupt unless they are stolen or, God knows, burned to the ground. Well, that's why the very rich have a lot of insurance, though. Hack 4 of ultra-wealthy money, cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are the 4th method. Nowadays, everyone is aware of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency might now function as the ultimate offshore bank account for the affluent. It's merely digital money that you can possess in secret and transfer whenever and wherever you like. Now, it is possible to follow the movements of money very easily thanks to cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Bitcoin. All information is recorded on the blockchain. That's the main idea. However, because they prevent transaction tracing, several cryptocurrencies like Monero, Cash, and Dash are also referred to as privacy coins. Interesting fact. I once worked with a buyer who offered $13 million in Bitcoin at a rate of about $13 and change many years ago. And the vendor declined since, in their opinion at the time. Bitcoin had no value. It was a jest. The Bitcoin would currently be worth $1 billion at the current low price if the seller had accepted that offer. Right. The fifth ultra-rich money hack, offshore accounts. Offshore bank accounts. Consider offshore accounts like hidden treasure troves, however, instead of being on a remote island, they are kept in a foreign bank. It is perfectly lawful for the very rich to have an offshore bank account, which helps them diversify, preserve their anonymity, and safeguard their assets. Trusts and offshore accounts differ significantly in a few important ways. First off, you still have complete control over all of your funds when you have an offshore account. Unlike with a trust, you are not choosing someone else to handle it on your behalf. Secondly, cash is the only asset kept in offshore bank accounts, not gold, real estate, or artwork. However, wealthy people prefer to open offshore bank accounts in nations with stable political and economic systems. And I include the Cayman Islands, Singapore, Switzerland, Luxembourg, and even the Isle of Man in this. That small nation nestled between the United Kingdom and Ireland with a flag shaped like a triangle with legs. It appears that many affluent individuals have bank accounts there. You now understand. When I work with wealthy clients who want to buy real estate, I see offshore bank accounts all the time, no matter where they are. Hack 6 of ultra-wealthy money, shell companies. 6. Through shell corporations. A shell company is a business that doesn't exist. They may possess a range of assets, but they do not have an office or staff. Now in the United States, Wyoming and Delaware are the two most popular states where the extremely affluent and I suppose just business people in general choose to form shell firms. These two states offer the ultra-wealthy two things they love most: lots of privacy and nearly no taxes. They also have very clear, well-structured laws surrounding operating businesses, making them extremely business-friendly environments should your shell company ever be involved in litigation. You can operate anonymous corporations in Delaware and Wyoming, which means that the ownership structure is never disclosed to the public. Furthermore, you can establish a shell business that is owned by a trust that in turn owns yet other shell companies and so on. You get the idea. You also get extremely high levels of financial security and anonymity with this framework. You are therefore totally protected if someone tries to sue you because all of your assets are owned by your trust and the shell businesses, not by you. There you have it then. These are just 6 of the billionaires, centimillionaires, and multimillionaires whom I have witnessed safeguarding their wealth. Once more, not commit any crimes as you may have seen in the media, on social media, or in the news, but rather provide themselves with additional security, privacy, and protection layers. This might be a useful introduction to learning how you might start to organize your financial life like the wealthy elite do for those of you who are actively striving to generate wealth for yourselves and your family, as well as for those of you who are aspiring business owners and entrepreneurs. If you liked the video, please remember to like and comment below. I sincerely hope you love it. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so right away. We'll see you then.